Welcome back, folks. Thank you all so much for your patience. I'm so sorry about that quick little hiccup there with the technology. Hopefully everything will be fine. I don't know why that happened, to be honest with you. Technology is only good until you need it to work. But thank you so much, Tavernaut, for the raid. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. And yeah, we're playing some Runners in the Shadows. It is a Blades in the Dark hack that makes everything cyberpunk and magic. And we just rolled our engagement roll. Klaus, would you like to tell chat what you rolled?
I rolled a 3 and a 1, which equates to a fail.
You lie. When he asks you that, you lie. This is simple.
I rolled 2 6s.
This is Ghostbusters lore. If someone asks you if you're a god,
you lie. It's true. Well, unfortunately, you did get a failure on that. So, if you guys would not be too shy about telling us how you got into the situation that I'm gonna throw you on down into.
Oh, you want me to recap what I did?
Yeah, because I didn't hear any of it.
Oh, okay. So, I'm invisible on top of another building, adjacent to the mark. And I'm given detailed instructions to our demise.
Fantastic. Okay. So I feel as though... So we have established, it is canon, that this is the second tallest building. The tallest building is quite far away. It is in the very center of the city. So wherever other building you're at, it would be a bit shorter. And for the record, I said it last session. I did not say it this session. The building that you're looking at getting to is 2,000 stories tall, which is in theory, according to mathematics, the tallest that you can make a building. 2,000 stories.
Ooh. I guess I'll. Can I?
We're in Crazy Town, baby.
Is there any? So that there's a way that it gets its technology hooked in, right? Is it from the top? Do they have stuff on top?
How do you mean technology hooked in?
Let me look at the map. Is it or if they're part of a zone with like some high-speed internet, you know, that they're gonna have some connection somewhere that I can maybe.
You keep thinking about that because we're not quite there yet. I see where you're going with it, and we're not quite there yet. We haven't even gotten through the engagement yet. We're just kind of setting the scene for where you guys are and what it is that you're doing. So you are at the top of the closest building that has enough height. We'll say that it's probably like maybe 40 stories lower.
Okay.
Well, the other 3 of us are trying to cruise in from above.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're dropping down from the top, and maybe when we got up there, we, lacking schematics, did not know there was something on the roof that was going to come.
100% where I was coming from. Yep. Yeah. So, okay, we see our favored VTOL soaring through the sky, stealthily and silently for the most part, basically falling into drifters. And as it breaks through these very high altitude clouds, you see the red flare of the defense grid coming online. Multiple turrets immediately whine as they come online and pivot and rotate towards all of you in the VTOL. What you can see down below is about 100 feet from where you are in the VTOL. There is a very glamorous party taking place. There seems to be a gala of some sort, in fact. There's all sorts of important people here from the city and probably even the world. And they're all about to watch you potentially get blown out of the sky. The turrets don't wait. They immediately unleash their payloads. We can see like multitudes of rounds begin firing off from chain guns that, for the most part, ding off of the armor, but we can see a couple of them like chip through, hitting the same spot in the armored glass and kind of begin to break in. And then as like you feel like you're almost clear and you're getting through the worst of it, you're gonna make like a really quick fucking landing, and then Hanan's gonna be able to get the VTOL out. You see a plasma cannon coming off of an awning from behind. The awning kind of like separates, and what looks like it should be some kind of tower for stargazing instead unfurls, and we can hear the dull charge and the vibration of the deck, and the top floor here begins so substantial that glass is being breaking in people's hands. And the plasma cannon just straight up shoots the VTOL straight on as it like is about to start careening off the side of the building. We can see the few of you having just moments before Hanan says, "I'll be fine. You get what has to be done." What do you guys do?
There's a big party, right?
Yeah.
There a pool on this roof?
Yeah.
Jumping for that pool, baby. And if he sees that, Balder will like have the door open and just say pool and leap.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a plan. I'm going to follow him along.
Well, plan? No.
Seems like a plan. It's better than any other plan I've come up with in the last, hail of gunfire. So,
am I able to redirect the shot of the plasma with my rifle?
Yes.
All right. Should I roll for that?
Yes.
All right.
This is, by the way, this is only going to be minimizing the damage that is going to be done to the vehicle itself. What's done is done as far as your entrance goes. But you could maybe knock the targeting parameters off a little bit and give Hanan an easier time repairing it.
Okay.
For the most part, it's not really going to be changing the situation. If it takes additional shots, then you could try.
Alright, I'm gonna stalk it.
That's a 6. That's a full success. Tell me what happens.
I see what's going down from the adjacent building, and I'm like, oh no! And I accidentally shoot off my rifle, but successfully save or affect the trajectory enough to survive.
Yeah. So Darcy pinged the targeting sensor on this cannon. She has taken the shot with your permission, and we can see like the flare on the side of it just instantly shatters into a million pieces, and the cannon's shot at the very last second, where it would have been like a completely annihilating, like no recovering that vehicle. At least now the VTOL will, in time and money, be reparable.
That's the upgrading on the gun for you,
Fair point. So, coming in hot, folks, you have jumped into the pool, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
that's the plan, at least.
Did yokai jump in too?
Completely disappeared.
Oh.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gracefully. Just right behind. Absolutely so.
All right. Well,
Would you like us to roll for getting into that pool, or?
Kind of would, but I don't know what to justify it with, so I'm gonna kind of leave it up to you guys.
I will roll.
I was gonna ask if I could do survey, because I'm not a finesse person, but as we're coming down, I want to see, like, I'm surveying, I'm figuring out just exactly how this thing is, like, moving us as it's swaying, and it's like, I just need to try and calculate how this thing and our descent will throw us, or at least throw me, into the pool. There's no way that I can, like, he does not have the youth to finesse himself
It's
in.
not spry enough. Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a try. It's one die, but hey, what's the worst that could happen? Jumping from a careening sky vehicle into a rooftop pool. Can't go bad. Could have gone worse.
Going way worse. Yeah, so we'll say that security forces, including the turrets, see you as you're jumping out, and yeah, you take a couple of grazes, but that's it. We'll say a first level harm, unless you have bullet resistance, in which case
I do not.
Okay. So then we'll say that a first level harm of grazed. Do you fine folks want to give me a roll of your choice to follow suit?
I shall finesse it. With great adroitness and lithe grace, I shall leap from the VTOL into the pool. With my fantastic finesse of, look, I've got to die there, man. That's all. Still counts.
So same thing. You have bullet-resistant skin, however, so you actually get off on this one scot-free. The bullets just harmlessly, they're just shooting auto rounds at you right now. Not the plasma cannon yet. Yokai.
Yeah. So, getting to the pool. Yeah. While graceful, I lack in body skills. So, I don't think I have anything really that applies to this sort of situation. I'll probably have to just roll it at disadvantage.
Make one of your choice, then take the lower of the two. Sorry.
Hey, I didn't take that extra die you got for the narration stuff. That's still yours, so feel free to add that on and not roll at disadvantage at the very least.
So, just one dice? Just roll that dice instead, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Just roll then.
Oh, that's not ideal. You're going to be taking a second level harm of gut shot, in this case. The auto rounds, they find a weak spot in your, if you're wearing armor, or if, whatever the case is, you, as you plunge into the cool water, you see a cloud of blood begin to kind of foam out around you. But you guys are in the pool. What do you want to do? I'll set the stage, and then you can tell me what you'd like to do with that information. So as you kind of take in the surroundings, you can see that the people that were attending this gala up on this floor have immediately begun freaking out when the plasma cannon shot fired. For a second it was like, okay, there's a weapons display going off, we need to get to cover, this could be bad. And then it was like, oh, there's the plasma cannon just went off. Why do they have a plasma cannon on the fucking building? And they kind of just all piled inside, ran for the staircase. Those that were on the elevators already took those down. Yeah. You can see security forces beginning to make their way outside. The turrets are focused around the pool, waiting for you to kind of like break the surface so they have an opportunity to try to light you up again. Yeah.
Can I make my way towards them?
Yes.
I'm gonna jump off the building and try to. Can I say I have a zip line?
I believe
My
you have
climbing
that in your, yeah, I believe that's part of the climbing kit, yeah.
So I'm gonna expertly prowl my way up the building with the zip line.
Okay, so with a combination of your bionic legs and some equipment, you are going to be able to make that jump. Otherwise, there's no way the grapple line would be long enough to make that distance.
So do I roll for that one?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm going to need you to make a... so right now you are in a desperate situation. You are using your bionic legs, which is going to give you an increase to the effect. And then you're using a piece of equipment, so it's going to be extreme effect. And then your attribute.
Alright. So I'll push myself too, because if I fall down, it's gonna be a long climb.
Oh, you'll die.
Oh, okay.
You're thousands of feet up. Like, thousands of feet up.
Like miles up.
Yeah. Like 30,000 feet up. I think, something like that, right? 28.
Alright. I'm there.
That is an extreme success with a 6. 100%. Yeah, you very quickly make it, and you are still under the effects of your stealth cloak, Nirvana. We can kind of like see the light bending around you as you... How do you make it? How do you make it across? Paint us a picture.
So, I'm gonna, like, since I'm 40 floors down, I'm just gonna jump off the building and shoot my zip line up and use it like a kind of like a what do you say, like a, what is that thing where you like bounce with the tension of the rope?
Repelling? Abseil?
Yeah, but I'll use my legs as a kind of like a trampoline effect to make my way up there quicker, so I can give them some cover fire and give them some comms.
Instead of repelling down, you're repelling up with the force of your legs.
Yeah, and then I'll give them some like comms before they stick their head out of the pool. Okay.
We're if I've got my way, we're not sticking our heads out of the pool. We're going a
Okay.
different direction.
I know what you're planning because it's exactly what I was thinking.
You were planning it too?
Well, I was planning on looking at you and like underwater, like I could see at this point Baldur and Balam are like below water, seeing fire go above it, look at each other, and both hold up their robotic arms and look down.
Oh yeah. So actually, I'd like to do if you've got it for me, can you do a team up with me? Do a setup.
Yes. Okay. So my setup, I just do roll an action and everything to try and give you basically a bonus to it, right?
Right. Doesn't cost us any stress. I want to kind of have you start chipping away at it as I charge up that tier 4 screw you arm to just hammer through what you've already weakened. But it's going to take a second or two to charge, I guess. So we are not going out of this pool. We are going into the next floor with very much surprise.
Oh yes.
We still in a desperate situation?
Oh yeah.
I forgot it with all the other things, so I marked my little desperate for the jump into the pool. It's like, oh yeah, no, I fucked the engagement roll. It's desperate, baby.
Oh yeah, no, the worst thing that could happen is you still can get shot by the plasma cannon, so yeah. If y'all don't get through it fast enough, water's not gonna stop the plasma cannon.
So desperate, and the effect, I'm using my my robotic arm, so does that bring my effect up at all? To
Is that a
great
tier
or-
tier 2 arms?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're whatever I started with, so maybe not.
If it's
I don't
tier
know.
1, then it just allows you to do it. If it's tier 2, then it actually gives you a bonus towards accomplishing what you're doing.
Okay, just tier 1, so it's still just standard. All right, well then, I'm gonna do a little fight roll to start cracking the foundation of this pool and everything, so...
A partial success. Okay. Okay. This would be an excellent time for a clock. I'm going to drop a clock in. It's not going to be a particularly long one. It's only going to be 4. A partial success is going to be 2 ticks on that clock. Here's the clock. And... oh, I have to do that. There you go. Now you can see the clock. So, we need one more, at least partial success before you get a failure. If you get a failure here, that would be 1 failure, then you're all going to be subjected to taking a 4th level harm. We're in the finale, folks. But you have the power. I believe in you, Balam. You can do this.
Well, I've got a tier 4 arm, so I've got that charged up. I've got the assist going, so that's fight plus a bonus die from the assist. We will push.
That's 6 bonus die?
What?
Or 6 die total, if I'm not mistaken.
How so?
Tier 4, so it would be an increase of 1 bonus die, 2 bonus die, 3 bonus die.
Okay.
And then you got 1 for the assist, and then you're pushing yourself as 5. So unless you have more than...
Isn't the tier just effect, or is it die?
Thank you. I forgot.
That I don't know for
yeah.
sure, but...
Yeah, you're correct in this situation.
So what's my effect?
Extreme.
Desperate Extreme? With 2 bonus dice.
Yeah.
Let's see if it actually counts them in, because it didn't last time. Yeet.
That is a filled up clock, my dudes. What happens?
Alright. So as the plasma cannon tries to get a bead, Baldur is hammering away at this. A fissure kind of shows up in the pool. Water starts leaking. I reach out and grab Baldur's arm for kind of an anchor, with the other arm charged up. Water's kind of boiling around it. Just slam through the base of this pool. Just kind of tumbling in with everyone else as water disgorges.
Excellent. So, because you had an extreme effect on that, I'm going to nullify the harms that you would have received for it being a partial success. You are actually able to break through this in quick enough time that when the plasma cannon shot does go off and annihilates this whole roof, the 3 of you are completely underneath on the floor directly below it. What is around? Sorry.
Where's our buddy with the robo legs? Where's Turbo Chicken, our buddy?
Bro, I would be on the side of the building, just near the top, I believe. Maybe getting some food, some enchiladas, you know. Just watching the water come down, you know.
I would assume Yokai is with you at this point. Then
Correct.
as the water comes like flooding down in this area and you with it, your fall is broken by the soft bodies of the posh people that were attending this gala. You can hear a couple of them like break their bones under the immense weight of your reinforced skeletal structure, Balam. And they do cry out in pain, but fuck them.
We got other shit we need to deal with.
Yeah. They're not truly oppressed, so.
They're not truly oppressed. It's not real oppression.
Help, I'm being
It's just sparkling suffering.
So while everybody's wet with water, I'll throw like a lightning thing into the water and see if I just destroy everybody. Tier 4 harm the whole room. Oh, okay.
So, you are invisible on the side of the building. You meaning Balam and Baldur, have kind of fallen down, and then Yokai has kind of come down with you as well. So you are on this floor, Nirvana, at the window looking in. Is that what you said you wanted to be? Okay, so that's the stage. You can see a couple of people like coming down or coming up from the side to like look down, and as they kind of like see you and like turn their flashlights turn on, they look like they're about to get ready to start just like peppering the area.
So we don't see the important people yet.
No, definitely not. No, you just kind of crashed in on the roof and went through the pool into a hallway.
Alright. If you guys aren't going to do anything, I'm going to start taking care of these newcomers.
No, I think this is where I come in, yeah?
Okay.
So Yokai will just walk up behind everybody, kind of like wiping the water off. And you'll see her pull from behind her this strange-looking black dagger. And she gets this like shit-eating, devious smirk on her face before she cuts like a slice across her palm. And that's me attuning to tear some shit up. Fuck these guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.
So you are in a not controlled. You're in a. I'm trying to think what's the one between controlled and it's not a sketchy position. It's a
Risky.
Thank you, risky position. Yeah, you are going to be making an attune roll. Are you going to be using any bonus die or any thing else to increase your effect? If you have a fine focus, that's going to give you 1 bonus die.
Yep, I do have my fine focus. What's the effect right now?
The effect that you'd be having against these guys would be a great effect. They don't have any. They don't seem to have any magic proofing on them.
And they're just standard humans.
They seem to be, yeah.
Okay. So I will do that.
Poggers, that's a crit.
Ooh. So you see Yokai grin, and as she cuts her hand, you see this sort of like dark black and red energy kind of start to spin around her as it like shoots forward, like lashes itself forward and attaches itself to the jackasses that were pulling their guns in our direction. And you see this like dark energy kind of swarm their heads for a moment before it like sucks itself into their ears. And then you just see them starting to dance around like they're on fire, like they're trying to put themselves out because they are experiencing the feelings of immolation as their brains are melting.
Yeah, absolutely. After a few moments of them like running around and a couple of them like rolling on the ground, they stop moving and just kind of convulse until. I mean, they're definitely not a threat at this point. Their guns just kind of uselessly clatter to the ground.
I'll just look back over my shoulder at the boys and smile and tuck the knife back in behind my back. And I'll say, lead the way.
Is that it for this floor of combatants?
That's all you can see in this hallway right now. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go scout ahead to see if we can find the mark. What's my position?
Right now you are in a controlled position. There is not any present danger that you are facing. The current threat has been neutralized.
Alright. What kind of effect is it? I'm invisible.
That would be great effect.
Oh yeah. So I survey the area. Oh no.
How do you go about surveying this area?
Very loudly. Where are you? And, it's like kicking stuff and popping shots off. Everybody stay down, where is he at? You know?
Yeah, so you just gun down any security forces in your way. Gala goers, just kind of like screaming and keeping their heads down as they're like running away from you. Nobody's too keen on answering you. And as you kind of like turn around, you can see the glint of red. And you feel something cold in your chest, and when you look down, it's a knife. And you see this red string of code as if it's injecting itself into your sternum. You can feel your wetware uselessly just... Darcy screams in your head. Nirvana, focus on my words. And you are gonna try to resist a 4th level harm.
Do I use my body to resist it? Alright, so we
could try to, yeah.
So we don't use like extra dice with this one, right? We just
You can, if you have a bonus die that you would like to apply to this die roll, you can.
Did you just say Nirvana's gonna take a harm?
A 4th level harm.
Somebody's shooting at him?
You die.
He's getting shot at?
No, we can see on the opposite end of that blade, the one who threw it, standing in the middle of this screaming crowd. Riley.
Okay, I need to do a thing because that's my trauma and I can't let that happen.
So you're going to have to try to interfere with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna proxy throw my other body in front of it. That's 3 edge on me. 2 to start it and 1 to put a physical form. I don't know if I'm close enough to move in front of him. I don't think probably so.
No, not really. He kind of moved ahead. Let's see.
But that's I can't let nothing happen to him. That's my trauma. I'm not playing to my character.
No, you're right. You're right. Okay. So then you're going to be taking a 4th level harm. Yokai.
Even if it's my grid self, like the other part of me. Okay. I can roll the resist on that anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, I would try to roll the resist on that.
And maybe some armor, some like cyber armor.
You can use armor in that way, yeah.
I can't assist with the resist.
No,
you can't.
Oh no! Don't do it. Let me die.
I can't. I cannot, or that is not playing into my character. It's built that way. Sorry, buddy.
No.
Make smarter choices next time. So I will use an armor use. I got my 3 edge on there, and then it's I'm gonna roll with willpower. So I think I just click the button to resist, right? I don't have to add dice to it, or do I add dice to it?
If you have a bonus die, then just roll it afterwards.
Good thing.
Okay. Taking 2 edge. Taking 1 edge. Instead of 2.
Okay.
So you're going to be turning that 4th level harm into a 3rd level harm. You are getting hit with the side brunt, not the full force, but because you used your tangential body, your second form, to take that blade, you immediately pull yourself out of it, but you can still feel these insidious codes leaching into your brains, trying to scramble you, and much as I laid out last time, put you into that cascading nightmare-like coma that eventually fries your brain. You are going to be taking the 3rd level harm of...
Used armor as well, though.
Oh, you did? So that's going to be second... Oh, wait. Heavy armor or regular armor?
Heavy.
1st level harm. So you're just going to get skulljacked. Good call. Thank you, class. I am forgetful today.
No problem. I gotta keep these people alive.
I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just giving you consequences of your actions, and I warned you it was going to be super dangerous.
I'll never face the consequences of my actions. You hear me? Never.
That's a good
checked. First level.
First level. Yep. Very good. That is a reduction of instant death to first level harm. Yeah, so we can see Riley standing on the opposite side, holding the blade, and smiling to themselves until they recognize that what they thought was Yokai was not, and then they look over towards the party, and we can hear a of their blade coming out and beginning to vibrate through the air. They hold it up and kind of do like a stance, squaring off and rearing back, like ready to strike at whoever comes next.
Balder is going to hold up a hand to the others, and he'll, not even looking at Balam, say, "I know you got beef, but..." And he reaches back and under his coat pulls out an old medieval-looking Viking sword that Riley would recognize as what he used when they used to do jobs together. And he points it at Riley and says, "This one's mine." And he fucking like squares off with them for a second and then just fucking charges. And as he does so, I'm using my, oh god, this, there it is, medieval weapon, check that off. And what he is going to do, if I can also suggest for maybe some added effect, as he charges, he is like shouting out like a Viking war chant, but he is using his new vocal flex cyber tongue to try and make it, it allows me to make it distinct sound signals that can, like, you know, really low, below human hearing, high, stuff like that. He has specifically tried to get it designed so that it basically, like, is bombarding them with this low frequency infrasound to try and fuck with them as he's coming at Riley, swinging, just to, like, throw them off a little bit more with these weird frequencies.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, that's going to increase the effect. Is that tier 1 or tier 2?
That is a great question. I think it's... I think that one is just tier 1, because I got it from, beep blop bloop bloop bloop.
Yeah, then that's going to be increasing it to a great effect.
Alright, I'll take that, and then I don't have a lot of edge, but I'm gonna push myself because this situation could end real bad.
Yeah, so you're in a desperate situation. You are squaring down against one of the most lethal people that you have come across so far, who has more of these knives, by the way. Right now they're just holding their sword. There's multiple of you. You did tell them to stand down. I'll cut you in the middle. You are in a risky position.
Risky?
Mm-hmm.
May I push it to a desperate position to increase my effect even more? Balder is going to, he is rushing in, fully willing to just take some fucking hits to do as much as he can. And so, may I go desperate to increase this effect from great to extreme?
You may.
This is a dumb idea. Oh. Here we go. Hiya.
Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the clock for them. Okay. Boop. Oh, that is a full success. That is 3 ticks. That was with extreme effect. That is 5 ticks. How do you begin this fight?
Like, he is charging in, screaming, sword behind him, fully expecting, you know, Riley to, you know, come in with one blade and then trick one up, as they are known to do, and quickly is just batting aside, and people can see, like, his robotic arms straining as hard as they can to keep up as Balder goes into just these furious swings and slashes, knocking blades aside, and making sure, like, he is not going for killing blows with each strike, but every cut he gets is just another cut across the chest, an arm, this and that. Like, he is just nickel and diming through Riley as he deflects each and every one of their strikes against him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like a flash of lightning as their blades are like clashing one against each other. Balder is so goddamn strong, but Riley is so goddamn fast, and as they're doing their best to put their blades up, it's just again and again, just nope, clang away, and then like another slash. Just this dance before you guys, and this is your opening. To move is what I'm saying. If you were to move, this would be.
Yeah, as he's doing this, Balder will like shout out, "Go!"
Alright. I will, I guess I'll start shepherding the kids along. I trust Balder to have this handled.
I don't.
Hey, bluff your way until you die, right?
Yep.
I trust Klaus's luck to keep it interesting.
Right? If anything can be said about Klaus's dice roll.
They're always interesting. So y'all tear down the halls. You make your way down to the next floor where you can see a pretty sizable security force beginning to mount a counteroffensive. They've put up these kind of like steel barricades that they're ushering these party goers through, and you can hear like maglocks engaging when they slam them closed as the last kind of trickle through. There's a good like wall in between you and this enemy that they just like erected out of this hardware.
Okay. Who wants to take this one?
You know what? You want Nirvana? No? Okay. I think I will. So, I would like to quickly make using one of my abilities along with some of supplies that I have. I would like to quickly make a gadget, like a poison dart kind of gun, essentially. Make sense? Okay. So that's my instancer ability.
Okay.
So I will use my engineer skill for that. What does using my ability does what? Gives
So
me
it
what?
pushes you push yourself to allow you to do it, so it automatically gives you the bonus die, and then it's allowing you to I'll read what yours does because I don't remember off the top of my head what it does. You know the secret special design already known. So this is going to give you an increased effect to what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Okay, so what's my effect currently?
It would be standard.
So the increase on it will go up to limited?
Limited is below. It would go up to great.
Great, okay. They're just weird on the sheet.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that risky or desperate?
You are currently in a risky situation.
Risky? Okay, with one bonus die and that. So, okay. Alright, let's do it.
Tell us what happens with a full 6.
So, Yokai starts to, her hands move in very geometrical positions, like they're very concise in their bends, and they make a few shapes. And then as she makes these shapes, she draws from the palm of her hand a little sort of mechanical blow dart. And when she does, she just shoots it off at the guy, and it hits him right in the neck. And upon doing so, he starts to twitch and then kind of just falls over.
Yeah, so as he's like kind of like peering through this slat where he's like able to like view through everything, we just kind of like see this hit him, and he falls down, and kind of like as he does so, the door kind of kicks open, and it just before you belong in Nirvana. On the opposite side, it's dark. Where moments ago it was this kind of opulent and luxurious penthouse. It's more of a suite than just a penthouse. It occupies like the top 10 floors of this building. It's just this dark hallway. It's long, and it seems like it stretches on to the edges of the horizon. Like, just featureless, except for the path.
Well, what's in it, boss man? Because I got dark vision.
The walls that you would expect to see there aren't there. It's just this featureless void beyond it. The kind of swirling black that is there is kind of a miasmatic smoke, and it's just clinging to the edges of this hallway.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I'll tell the guys, it's very dark. This is confusing. I do not understand. Is this the right way? Are we go? What the?
Your Kitsune kind of sniffs for a second. Magic.
Oh, magic.
The bird kind of looks down at it for a second and scratches its underside on your shoulders, Nirvana. Kind of like puts its head up.
I look up to see what they're looking at.
It's just trying not to look at the Kitsune.
Oh no.
Magic, 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 magic.
Can I scout ahead to see what the source of the magic is?
It's up to you guys.
Because I got +1 rolls to my detection avoidance.
It's up to you guys. I'm just saying mine.
Alarm. I'll hide behind you.
Fantastic. Love to hear it. Great times.
Okay.
I have a question. Above the table question. Above the table.
Okay.
So, when we were talking about the magic aspect, I know one spell, but I can do others that I don't know.
If they're in your branch of magic, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think of like if a dispel magic type of spell is an emergent thing or not. Like kind of like a it would be like a nanite version of that, like one that kind of swarms whatever magical presence is around and shuts it down. That makes sense. Is that a thing or not a thing? Magic's new, remember? Just learning.
Not exactly. Effectively, what you could do with your spell, your magic in this situation is very limited because it's not coming from your school. We kind of established what branch it was coming from last session. I'm obviously not coming right out and putting my cards on the table just yet for dramatic effect. But yeah, probably not.
Okay, that was question.
All right. I'm gonna scout ahead then. With great extreme effect,
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Fantastic. Walk me through your portion of it, and I'll tell you when things go your way.
Well, instead of like shooting people and saying, "Hey, where's the boss?" You know, I'm gonna be like camouflaging myself, learning the repercussions of last time. You know, arigato, you okay? And see if I can spot the mark or the person using this veil of darkness.
All right. So you activate your cybernetic that renders you effectively non-detectable. You are now completely invisible thanks to yokai, and you are now completely non-detectable thanks to your own on-board cybernetics. As you rush down this corridor, you suddenly pass through, like maybe 40 feet down this hallway, you pass through this kind of veil of smoke, and on the opposite side, everything looks completely normal. You can see this largish antechamber, maybe another 40 feet down this hallway, and in the very center of it, very much the same as last time, there are 12 red cloaked individuals and one with a white cloak. And on the opposite side of that person, you see Harrison. And next to Harrison,
Oh no.
you see Mr. Jager, the person whose suites you're in right now. You can kind of make out as you're straining your auditory senses. I've invested a lot in this operation. Harrison, if things go wrong, things won't go wrong. Jaeger, I'm going to deploy our troops. Harrison kind of looks like a smile, and he flicks open this little, looks like a lighter, presses this red button. All our problems are about to go away. That's what you said about installing the plasma cannon on the roof. Got rid of that pesky VTOL. Now all that's left is for the kids to clean up. Get this Magus out of here.
Oh, motherfucker.
I relay this with my comms to the homies, and I try to engage Harrison at this point because I'm obsessed.
Yeah. So on like an exterior view, we can see this kind of long T-shaped VTOL unceremoniously just break through the glass on the same floor that you guys are on the opposite side of the building. And these robotic forms begin extending on like these portable charging stations that are plugged into the VTOL. And when they like clatter upwards, we can see them all kind of like in unison rotate and take their weaponry off the rack and begin marching. We see Harrison and Jaeger finish their conversation before Nirvana begins his move, and he says, "Don't worry. Things are going to be just fine. We've got upgrades." And that's going to be Nirvana. Finish us off right on that sequence, please.
I hop up to the high ground and pull out Darcy and say it's showtime.
Very well. Okay, Balam and Yokai, you just see Nirvana taking off down the hall. You hear over comms a moment later what it is he tells you. What are y'all gonna do?
Well, this just went from interesting to interesting really fast, didn't it?
Look, I'm not really the planning one, so you're gonna have to come up with a good idea.
Yeah, good ideas are not my specialty. Ideas, yes. Good, not necessarily.
Well, then let's make sure it's a spectacularly bad one. While you're thinking about that, Balder, you still breathing?
Balder?
You probably hear a few strained grunts as he is still just clang, clang,
Sounds good, buddy.
He manages to get out a quick alive for now.
We can see like a blade like right by your face.
So, do you think now would be a good time to call on a cohort?
I think that would be cool.
Strength in numbers is strength in numbers, right?
I like numbers.
If they're going to meet up
but I like
with an army of cannon fodder, we can return an army of cannon fodder.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's get the Black Dragon Clan here to do Black Dragon Clan things.
Okay.
So you'll see Yokai kind of make this shape, and then when she pushes her palm out like this, you see just like this translucent shimmer, and hooded figure pulls up in the translucent figure. She begins to speak in a language you don't understand, and very devious, devilish smirk rolls across her face, and she says, "Okay, numbers it is." And so I'm calling in the cult, boss man. That's what we're doing. We're calling in the.
So they are going to be making a roll on that cohort sheet. It is as simple as clicking that there roll. You can tell me what you're going to be having them do.
Essentially, I just want them to meet the army of robots, fodder with fodder, really. I don't care if they live or die. That's not my problem. They're going to do what I tell them to do regardless.
Fair point. All right, go ahead and click that button for me.
Why won't it let me?
Is it not working? Oh, I rolled and I got a 5. So you can try and get a 6.
It's read only. It's only read only for me. That's why.
It's mega lame. There you go. Try it now. Still nothing. Maybe it makes.
No.
Maybe it makes wants me to roll it. I don't know. Just roll a d6. That's fine.
If it's lower than 5, I'm taking your 5. Yeah, I'm taking your 5.
You're taking the 5. That's fair.
Yeah.
Partial success in a moment like this, I would take one too. So, the cohort begins to engage. We can see them taking some losses and firing back at these robots just as good. Some of the robots are like exploding in showers of sparks. Some of them are gunning down these frames of your techno-cultists. And then there is a huge battle going on, like right adjacent to you guys, as they the robots are like kind of coming in from behind you.
So we leave Baldur to do Baldur things, and we go help Nirvana.
I mean, that's the plan.
All right,
Get
let's
the
do
target.
Nope. I think we'll just move. Let's do it.
I'm going to try and put myself ahead of and flanking Yokai, because I know they've taken a couple of shots.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely in bodyguard mode, like making sure that anything that comes through is going to have to come through me. I'm a thick boy.
Oh, Lord, he's thick. New drone 001
And he is
with
coming.
a raid of 2. Thank you. Thank you so much, New drone. Much love.
Hey, awesome raid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Awesome. So, Soul, tell us what's going to happen again, please.
I'm going to be moving forward, clearing the area, trying to cut through where Nirvana is. But along the way, my main focus, other than forward progress, is making sure that I'm between Yokai and anything hostile coming in. I know Yokai's already taken a couple of hits. I'm still fresh, and I'm also tanky as fuck, so.
Awesome. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and give me the roll that you feel would be appropriate for advancing through what you know is a magical effect.
Let me look at my character sheet. I think I've got an interesting one to pitch. Give me just one quick second. Additional, looking at something. Where are the lists of all of the actions?
I believe on the
Core system. Game.
characters. or
Well, I want the description of them.
then yes, that is going to be Das Book.
Yeah, sorry about the slowness here.
Your actions is roll
Got him.
16.
This is actually a hard one. Through an actual magical thing.
Can I give you advantage on that, or like a setup to do that?
I don't know. What do you got?
I have I can hear sound from further away if I spend one edge to perceive beyond normal limits. For several minutes. You don't think that'll help?
No.
Okay.
Not through an obviously magical effect here.
Yeah, I don't have anything to dispel that. I'd get rid of that.
Let me pitch you something different, Derek.
Okay.
I don't want to try and overcome it. I don't want to guile my way through. I don't want to try and finesse it. I'm just going to tank it. So how about you hand me some harm and I just make a resist roll with willpower.
Okay. So we will call that a...
This doesn't sound like a good plan.
For resistance, we'll call it a third level harm of just straight up triggered. He's gonna try and tap into your mental anguish and use it against you.
Good luck. I don't have any trauma. Let's see what I got. So I want to burn a flashback. I want to have a flashback knowing I'm going into this incredibly hostile, dangerous environment. I'd like to work with Dex, my street doctor, to basically amp me up and deaden my fight or flight reflex, so that there's no spikes of adrenaline, nothing. I'm just not quite zombie mode, but as close as you can chemically get without it being actually a bad thing.
He gave you his
So
Xanax.
I mean, maybe a little bit more than that, but sure. How
Okay.
much stress is that flashback going to be?
That's not
normally it's
very
like-
much. I'd say that's like 1.
Okay, cool. Is that going to give me anything on this willpower roll?
Yeah, I would say that that's gonna give you, we'll call it 2 bonus die, because you are hard countering it in your own brain through use of chemicals.
And what level harm did you say this was going to be? 2?
Unmodified, it was 3.
All right, so we're going to step it down to a 2. Let's see how much stress I take. None.
You love to see it.
All right.
All right. So, you rush in through the smoke and fog. Go ahead and tell us what happens there.
So, just dragging yokai along, making sure that I'm in front of threats perceived or imagined. Just not even really caring about the magical effect or not. If it's a real gun, if it's a fake gun, if it is Cyclops coming out, I'm just plowing right through it, whatever it is. So I'm sure I'm taking probably some incidental fire, but the main thing is just reliving all these traumas and just pushing through regardless is what's doing me the...
Yeah, the bullets are literally harming you not at all. They're just harmlessly bouncing off of you. We'll say that it's first level harm strain. Okay. So as you rush through the smoke, you overcome this through sheer willpower alone, and we were expecting the Mario staircase, and instead you just plow straight through the layer of smoke, much like Nirvana did not too long ago.
Nice.
All right, folks. Well, I think this would be an ideal time for a short break. because we have been going for about 2 hours now, and the only break we had was when I had to restart my PC, and I kind of need to eat, to be honest with you. So, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick
Fair.
5 to 10. I'm going to scarf my face, and then we will be right back with more Saints and Sinners.
what to do. Got a bad bitch on me, I'ma leave with you. If I walk up in the party, motherfuckers better move. If a motherfucker try me, I'ma put him on the news. Goddamn, don't want no fucking bitch. Cause I came in the club, ayy. Watch out, motherfucker, cause I'm looking for a look. Got diamonds on my wrist, brass knuckles on my feet. I'm slipping motherfuckers in the face, in the pit. Might hit him in the head, I got 100 in the clip. Wait, little bitch, don't want that. I'ma put a blade through his shit, suck a bitch like that. This chopper gon' have a run in. Fucking on this bitch, motherfucker, bring her come in. Got a bad little bitch in the crib, she up the side. I'ma walk up in this bitch, don't care if they tell me come in. Cause I get in that hit, and I'm looking for a body. I feel like murder is a motherfucking hobby. And I'm coming out the top, feeling like I'm Jeff Hardy. I'm pulled up on the dance floor, people come to party. Put on my shirt from the vent, I'm in the face, my boot, that's don't get off. Heads up, I'm getting fed up. Pull up with the gun in my yard, up, bitch.
Завали ебальник. Ты это мне сказал? Да, это тебе хуй. Выйди нахуй с комнаты отсюда, долбоёб. Да я тебе сейчас въебало выйду. Ебать. Ладно, парни, сейчас я разберусь.
Got diamonds on my wrist, brass knuckles on my feet. I'm flipping motherfuckers in the face, in the pit. Might hit him in the head, I got 100 in the clip. Wait, little bitch, don't want that. I'ma put a blade through his shit, suck a bitch like that. This chopper gon' have a run in. Fucking on this bitch, motherfucker, bring her come in. Got a bad little bitch in the crib, she up the side. I'ma walk up in this bitch, don't care if they tell me come in.
What you wanna do is this? Do you wanna see me get bucked with the quickness? Put it down on your clown. What you wanna do is this? Do you wanna see me get bucked with the quickness? Put it down.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you all for waiting so patiently for us. I sure do appreciate it. Your boy had to stuff his face. Let's get right back on into it. So, we see Balam charging down this hall. You have bullets deflecting off of you, the smoke clears, and suddenly there is a security force, most of them armed with assault rifles. However, a couple of them seem to have Tesla coil that they are like winding up at the moment now that they have a clear shot at you. Not winding up like that, like they're the electromagnetic pulses is starting to cascade across the coil. It builds up and then it breaks down, and it's the breakdown that gets you. So
Like
they're building up
Bioshock.
that field right now.
All right. I'm just gonna jump in. I mean, just literally jump forward. Maybe catch one of the like overhead decorative pillars or something with my my offhand. Just throw myself further down the cyber arm and just come in with my mecha hoodle.
Hell yeah.
Just
dude.
go ham. I want to turn this place into an abattoir. Like, I want people to have to walk around in high heels because the floor is just full of blood. Yeah, because real men wear high heels
Real
because
men
they're
wear
butchers,
Goddamn right.
And inserts.
right?
Go.
If it's good enough for Tom Cruise, it's good enough for the cult of Scientology, which is probably not something I want to be involved with, actually.
But insoles are really good for you, actually.
Insoles are different from inserts. There's a difference.
That's true. I misspoke. I misunderstood.
It's all
Tom
good.
Cruise does wear those.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ham on these guys with the like Aztec chainsaw cyber weapon.
Hell yeah. Alright. What kind of roll would you like to make?
A good one for once, please. No, I'm gonna roll a fight. We're gonna be using my fine weapon. What's my position and effect?
You are in a risky position. You are kind of out in the open and making yourself a big old target.
That's the plan. What about effect?
You are using your mecha twaddle. Are you using any other items? Or was the cyber arm just for flavor?
I mean, just for flavor, for moving me down the territory.
Okay, then the mecha waddle is going to increase that. Is it a fine weapon or is it a standard weapon?
It is a fine weapon.
That is going to be increasing it to extreme effect.
Right. We're gonna push.
Augers.
-1. Hold on. Because it lost everything. Risky, extreme, down by because.
Yeah, you seen-
push?
You seen that Chuck E. Cheese guy that says poggers on stream?
No.
Oh,
That's terrifying.
yeah.
No animatronic rats, please.
Yeah, I don't like animatronics.
All right, Chiang R, let's go. What do we got? Okay. I was gonna say, of course, because it bobbed between that 1 and the 3. I'm like, please no. I need my limbs. Only got so many left. Mixed effect.
So, that is going to be taking it from 2 ticks to 4, because you are getting a partial success on that. Go ahead and tell us a little bit of what happens, and I'll tell you what happens as a result of it.
All right. So these guys are charging up with their techno lasers and electrostatic discharge. Those are going to be the ones I go for. There's the people with the standard rifles or standard guns. I'm not really worried about that. I've got my tech mage behind me. I want to make sure that I'm grounding out all these discharges through me so that they are free and clear to do their weird cyber witch magic. So they're going to be the ones I take out first. I'm also going to be, again, my main focus is to be in the mix, drawing fire, and making sure that Yokai does not get any more shots to them. So just making myself an absolute bloody nuisance. I'm not really looking for kill shots with weapon, so much as just whoever's open, I hit them and move past, hit them and move past, hit them and move past. So they're focused on the guy that's in amongst them. Maybe I wound a few, maybe I kill a few. It's not really my goal. I just want to make space and own that territory.
Yeah, absolutely. As you're cutting these people down, prioritizing the electrostatic discharge rifle wielding foes, as you kind of like slash into the last one, he was just raising it to fire. He had finished charging, and as he's like raising it to fire, you slam the gun in, like you slam your weapon into the side of it, and the whole thing just erupts in this huge arc. You're going to be taking a second level discharge of arc burn, second level harm of arc burn.
Okay. Skin implants work against that?
No, it's just straight electricity, unfortunately.
All right.
That's why they have them.
Then that's fine. Then we're going to be using armor. That.
Okay.
Drop it down to.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second. I'm going through my here.
We'll call it electro.
And we're gonna test it down. We're gonna test it down with body.
Okay, let's go. You take nothing then, and there's just like this kind of haze of ozone around you, and another 0 edge. Beautiful.
Ooh,
that's twice in a row. Oh,
right? I'll take it. I've been not doing so great with my resist rolls in the past.
Yeah, that discharge is enough to kind of like liquefy the other people around you, including the person on the other end of this rifle, leaving just the magus and his cult kind of reaching a fever pitch of the ritual. They have dropped the charade down the hall, and there is like this kind of bluish, kind of reddish electricity that's cackling between them, and you can see them begin to rise off the platform. Further on down the hall, we can see Harrison and Mr. Jager. Nirvana, you are in the prime location for this shot.
I'm gonna sneak attack with my with Darcy. Give me the shot. I'm gonna stalk them and push myself for the shot.
Okay.
What's the position? Controlled?
You are in a controlled position.
And it's gonna be extreme?
Yep.
Alright.
This could go really well for you here.
Oh, it didn't give me the extra die.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Oh.
That's exactly what you needed. So.
That saved your ass, boy.
5 ticks on the clock. Nirvana, you take the shot. Go ahead and paint us the picture, and I'll tell you what happens as a result of you doing what you do.
I guess Nirvana's trauma is just like taken over. He's like tunnel visioning again. Like he's like not really paying attention to Balam or Kagetoshi, or he's forgot about everybody else. He's kind of like in a faux trauma state. He's trying to finally is face to face once again. He wants to win this time.
You squeeze and you pull the trigger. Darcy whispers the prime firing coordinates. And just as you feel the gun recoil, fast as light, Harrison pulls Mr. Jager in front of him to tank the shot. And one of the most powerful men in all of the Enclave of Seattle is absolutely obliterated. Just we can see a light glowing from behind his eyes and mouth as it kind of like slow-mo freeze frames on him. And his body instantly evaporates. He was a ghost in the shell. And as this fact kind of comes over you, we see Harrison reaching up with his revolver and just taking a couple shots that you immediately evade, luckily, because you got a 6. Let's go see what's happening with Balder. I think we're all waiting on bated breath to see how this one's going. I've been delaying it to build the tension for as long as I can stand.
It's been traded blows, cuts on both sides and everything. Both of them are starting to get exhausted. But Balder has been strategically moving them down the hall towards a window. And to get an extra die, I would like to propose a dragon's deal to try and finish this fight, one way or another.
You do have your sepulcher.
Well, what is that one? I don't know how that one works. What
That's
is
a
that one?
homebrew rule. That means you get to take narrative control of a sequence instead of a roll, and you risk taking a 4th level harm. You can try to mitigate it, or not.
Hold up. I need you to say that one more time, because I think I was mistaken about how that works before. We can tank that down.
You can try. There might still be results that happen immediately afterwards.
If we survive, can we do it again?
No, it's a one.
Okay, fair enough. If you give me rope,
Yeah,
give me rope.
Hey, I don't blame you for asking.
So if I do that and I do my little roll and everything, like so
You have narrative control of the sequence. You tell us what
no,
happens. You're the DM.
but in
for a
the end,
moment.
but in the end, so am I not rolling dice when I do this, or? But I'm going to take 4th level harm. Ooh.
Is it
See, that
fortune
could be
roll?
fun.
I
my
thought you
other
guys might
thing-
like it.
I do.
It could be interesting. I was going to give you this as well to give, because you know what? Boulder's a gambler. Moving both of them down the hall towards some windows. And maybe this might be a little more exciting just because, hey, we got to roll. But for the dragon's deal, Balder is going to try and hurl Riley out the window to get a little extra die on this. However, anything less than a 6, and I think Balder goes with. And anything less than a 4, if he fails, then Riley isn't the one who goes out the window.
It's so spicy. I love it.
I know. I love the chance. I love the gamble, risk and reward here.
Let's see what happens. So I would say it's pretty safe to say you're in a desperate situation.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme effect. Throwing somebody out the window from this height will absolutely kill them. Bonus die?
For the Dragon's deal, like I said, I will 100% accept. So this will give me 3 dice if I get a bonus. But if one of those die is not a 6, Balder's going out with.
Oh,
Last episode, baby.
got yourself a goddamn deal.
What's gonna suck is if I fail, then Riley's not dead, and this is the end of Balder.
Hey.
Tell us what happens.
Balder is going back and forth, getting them closer and closer, and then at the last moment, Balder faints, letting the blade come and slice into his arm, letting Riley think that they have won, but quickly drops his sword grabs their arm, squeezing it to the where the point the bone is cracking, and he just kind of frowns, looking at them, and says, "Sorry," and slams the fist into their chest, propelling them out of the window.
The glass shatters. You can see their form disappearing into the clouds below. And they don't even scream. There's just a long silence hanging over the air. Kind of a gentle that floods in down the hallway, leaving Balder alone. But there's still a lot of fights to be had. So, folks, that is 1 clock down. There are 2 clocks remaining. The Magus versus Yokai and Balam. What do y'all do?
I would like to call in Traveler now. They are using robots. Traveler is a rogue AI, and he is friendly to me. So, if we could potentially hijack those robots to disrupt that punk-ass summoning circle, that would be extremely helpful.
Okay. So, this is going to be giving you a help on a roll. What roll would you like to make?
So he's an AI and these are robots, so it's going to be probably engineering because I'm going to need to try to hack into that to push that through there, right?
I would say in this
Command.
situation you could use command because you're kind of having your friend do you a solid in this situation. I would say command works a little bit better than because hacking in that regard would be a little bit more interface. I think command works though.
Could I be so bold as to say that Traveler is a rogue AI that deflected from the cult that Freak is in to ours? So he is a +1 to command using my emergent occultist?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So I have a bonus dice and an increase effect, right?
Yep.
Alright, so we're at what? Great effect, desperate, or risky?
You are in a risky situation. You are not in desperate because Balam kind of crushed that last roll.
Good job, Balam. Thank you. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. Do I need anything else? No. Alright, YOLO.
Partial success. Okay. So, tell me your part of it and I'll tell you what happens.
So, Yokai takes advantage of Balam doing Balam things and attempts to move back and call out to Traveler. She gets Traveler into the robots, and most of them do what she says to do, but a couple of them just don't do it. They go the other direction, still fighting against the cultists, because why would a rogue AI do just what a rogue AI should do, you know?
Totally
But-
fair.
Mostly successful, partially successful.
Yeah, so the rampant AI kind of struggling to keep itself together, spread out over this much broadband. A couple of them kind of fall off at the end, and they're still kind of fighting off in the distance. But the majority of the ones that it controls begins gunning down like a fresh force of security troops that were about to arrive. And as they do so, unfortunately, their bullets seem to kind of... they're not great at aiming because the rampant AI doesn't really know Balam that well, and some of their rounds are going to be hitting him. They're not just wielding standard auto rifles, though. They have superheated rounds, so they're going to be dealing second level harm to Balam before resistances of, we'll call it VHR. Very hot rounds.
Bulletproof skin do me any good?
We'll say that'll reduce it to first level harm, so you're just taking the heat damage.
I've been on a roll so far. We're going to test it down. We're going to test it down with body. I don't care how hot it is. I'm numb. I'm numb to all this.
Hello, dude. Oh, remove
Not
an
only. Not only.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. So, it's like a hot stone massage, baby. It's all good right now.
Oh, yeah. You're in your element right now. You're just in the zone, numb to the slight amounts of pain, and it just fuels you. You're like, yep, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Love it. Love it.
Well, you guys are taking on the mages.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Balder, it'd be nice if you'd get your ass in here.
Balder has grabbed his sword and is trying to make his way toward them.
As you make your way to the stairwell, that you can still hear the fighting echoing off of. Something catches your ear and kind of sends a chill down your spine. You're not exactly able to place what it is, but it's like there's something on the wind, and it's just kind of this old, familiar feeling. Somehow, but you're not really sure if it's your feeling. Balder?
That seems bad and ominous. I'm gonna roll survey to try and take a look around and listen in, and I will use to maybe increase the effect my heightened hearing cyber implant.
Very nice. Okay, fantastic. So it's going to increase the effect to tier 1 cybernetic, so great. Any bonus die or anything you can apply. Otherwise, you're in a controlled position.
All right. Hiya! Parcel.
It might be like a fleet of helicopters or VTOLs that they're moving in. Sounds like there's a huge disturbance outside. You can hear like what sounds like combustion engines.
He is going to say over the comms, "We are quickly running out of time." And he's going to keep moving towards them.
Would you say that these creatures that they're trying to summon forth and that they worship and things like that are creatures of forgotten paragons?
They're more like demons, which in, I believe, the context of Shadowrun's settings would be yes.
Perfect. And there's the Magus, and he's surrounded by some weaker-willed fanatics. Yeah?
Yeah, they're all channeling a spell together, and they're kind of floating about 20 feet up through the air.
Dandy. That's just dandy. Because I do know secret ways to consort with forgotten paragons, and once I've consorted with one, I can get a plus dice to commanding these cultists who worship this. Instead.
Now, I'm not 100% of my Shadowrun lore, but Is a Forgotten Paragon the same thing as a demon, or is a Forgotten Paragon more like an AI?
Because, well, it has artificial intelligences, forgotten paragons, or gremlins.
So it's all three. It's just covering all the bases. Okay, cool beans. Then yeah, sounds like if you can successfully get a leg up, then you could try to command them. But I will warn you, you'd be starting at a 0 effect. They are under no compunction to. There are no compunction to do what you say. Woden, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm just trying to work out this magical business. Still trying to understand. Okay. I'll let Nirvana or Balam go before I make a decision.
So it sounds like you need a distraction to break these cultists' attention.
You know what? That's exactly what it sounds like.
How far away are they again?
About 20 feet off the ground.
Anything I can scale on the way up?
Yeah, there's like pillars and shit everywhere. It's a very fancy place.
I got cybernetic arms. We're gonna gorilla up it and start taking swipes. So, what I'd like to do is, this is when I wish I had cybernetic legs. Actually, damn it, Red! Why couldn't you have taken my other useless limb? Yeah, we're gonna. Hang on. Wait a minute.
Put a little love in it.
I think I'm mono-focused a little bit too hard. Let me look at my equipment. I think I've got a gun. I'm pretty sure I have a gun. I hope I have a gun.
I've got guns. If you don't have guns, you can
Oh
have
no,
some.
I've got guns. I've got guns.
Good.
I'm just gonna shoot them with a shotgun.
Okay. That
As
sounds
you do.
reasonable to me. What role would you like to use?
I would definitely like to use fight because I feel like I'm fighting people, shooting them. I'm not being subtle about it. I'm just gonna step out in the middle of everything, smoking, static discharge still coursing off me, covered in gore. I'll toss the cyber chainsaw off to the side, and I'm just gonna shoot these guys.
Hell yeah. Give it to him, dude.
What's my position?
You are in a risky position. You are using a fine weapon.
Just a-
Or is it
Yep,
fine
it's
weapon?
just a-
It's a standard weapon,
just-
so it'd be standard
yeah.
effect.
Okay. Dragon Steel? I would like to offer you the option of scourging me with some protective words before I take my roll.
Okay. So you take
I
some
wanna take-
wounds beforehand?
I want to take some harm first
Okay.
in exchange for an extra die.
So you just get as close as you possibly can before the arcane force tears you to shreds. Like, okay, if I get a little bit closer, I'm dead, and then shoot.
Yeah.
Take a 3rd level harm of arcane blister.
Okay. We're going to blow through my last bit of load for light armor. Underneath my regular armor, I was wearing some reinforced skivvies. So it'll take it down to a 2. We're going to resist with body, just bullying it out. Well, that's unfortunate, but it
Luck
does
ran
take
out.
down to a 1. What's that?
But your luck ran out there. That was 3
That's
in a
fine.
row. One of which was a crit.
Yeah, I'll take it. Right, and that's a fight roll. Yeedly deet. You said risky standard, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Partial.
So, as you rush forward and begin unloading your rounds, you take further arc burn from this this force. The next third level harm that's coming your way is gonna be up to you if you want to reduce again, but it is gonna be that arcane twister again. It's just forces ripping and tearing in this vicinity. Everything's getting fucked and distorted.
I gotta resist. Hopefully this won't trauma me out. Let me read something real quick. I am right on the edge. I have one stress remaining. That's still a second level harm.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so that's going to be a second level harm of Vortex.
Yeah, we're not looking good here, folks.
Yeah, we see a couple of their bodies fall as they just like get blown to pieces. But the hands are like still locked in like a quantum state, even though the whole rest of the body is just like gone or like in smithereens or a puddle on the floor. They're still spinning around and they're beginning to swirl faster. If something is not done very soon, shit is gonna go really bad. Yeah.
How's the Harrison fight going?
That's a good point. Nirvana, how is the Harrison fight going?
Where is he at? Is he still escaping?
He has since stopped fleeing, and he is in front of this large kind of ovular-shaped pane of glass. It's like stained glass in this like very elaborate pattern. There's this kind of large tree that's coming out of the middle, and then a huntsman with like a bow, and then multitudes of dead animals all under like the roots of the tree that the tree seems to be feeding off of. That's like the backdrop that we're seeing as he's kind of standing there with his revolver holding it up.
Nowhere else to run. You should have known this is how it was gonna happen. I'm saying cliche lines.
Okay. It sounds right. It's still fitting. You start with the cliches and then you build off that.
So I take a trick shot. I use my dead eye to catch him by surprise.
Okay.
So let's see what happens.
So you are using Darcy.
Yeah.
Now, technically that weapon has been used already on this mission. So I don't think I'm supposed to still give you the extreme effect from it. If I'm not mistaken, a weapon only counts for one time.
Is
so
it tier
unless you
6?
use a different weapon, then it's just going to be a standard effect.
Oh, okay.
And he is definitely wearing armor, so it's going to be a little bit more towards the reduced end.
So even though I upgraded it and it's my regular weapon, it falls in effect.
If you're talking about Darcy, you've used it on the mission, so you can't use it again. If you're talking about another weapon, then yes. But unless I believe you specifically upgraded Darcy even further, whereas your other weapons would be taking it from a limited effect to standard instead of from a limited effect to a great.
Oh, okay. All right. Alright, so I'll use Darcy again, but I have a roll for, a increased effect one-time use.
Okay.
From the...
Wait, didn't you get the bonus die from the recap?
Oh, you said either or?
Yeah, I thought you already used the bonus die, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I thought it was both. LOL.
No, I'm sorry, buddy. It was one or the other.
Okay.
Hooli's got the pocket effect.
Alright.
Unless she already used it, which I can't remember her using it.
Okay. So actually, I'll. So you said we have like load that's not on the sheet, right? We have 2 extra load from our upgrade to the crew.
Yeah.
All right. So for increased effect, I'm gonna throw my axe first and shoot like simultaneously with my dead eye. So I'm gonna throw my axe in the air, like high up, where it's gonna land on him. And with my trick shot, that would be like the feint. So he's not gonna know I'm throwing the axe. It's just gonna fly up.
Okay.
Okay.
So the trajectory of the axe is going to be slower than the traveling of the bullet.
Yeah. So I do a trick shot and see if it'll go through.
Okay. So using your effect is going to be increasing, or using your ability, I believe, increases the effect, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be taking it from standard. I forgot to mention that because I forgot that you were using your ability. So that's going to be from standard to great effect.
And I'm using an item.
Okay. So that's going to further increase the effect.
Okay, so it'll be great or extreme.
Extreme.
All
Bring it
right.
home.
So I'm using my stalking. Oh no.
Oh. Okay. So, he taught you that trick, and he knew you were going to pull it. You hurtle the axe through the air. We can hear a whistling of it, and we can hear the loud bark of his absolutely massive fuck-off handgun as it just obliterates it out of the air. And then when the second bullet comes, when the bullet comes, he just steps to the side, and there's a of the glass behind him as it just shatters, like, right in the middle. And as he kind of, like, steps to the side, he looks to you, puts his gun over his shoulder, and is going to unload the clip. You are going to be taking 3rd level harm here. You're going to get riddled with 50 caliber bullets.
I'm gonna resist.
Gonna roll to resist Deagled. Okay.
Alright.
Take no edge. That's nice. It's really nice.
Okay.
You are taking the 2nd level harm of concussed from the force of these rounds. They're kind of like hitting the wall around you as you're running by, and just the loud shattering of the earth is enough to kind of like knock you off balance, and we can see like blood trickling out of your ears and your equilibrium kind of off balance for a second. You kind of like take cover behind a pillar as it slowly starts just eroding as he's just unloading like bullet after bullet into it. And finally, when he like drops the magazine to put a new one in, we can see that there's like almost nothing left of this pillar that you're like kind of like hiding behind for a moment. Let's go back to the mages fight. Folks, what's happening?
Baldur, did you make it in yet, or no?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
Well, if he didn't, it's up to him. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you. I was just saying if you want to, you could do that. It's your call.
Oh boy. I was trying to debate in my head if Baldur would be like heading towards Nirvana or the others, but I suppose the others are the one who called to him first, so he'll go in there to help. What am I seeing at this point when I arrive?
There is a veritable cyclone of force just like rotating very back and forth in the very middle. And there's these like arcs of lightning that are building up from the inside and like ricocheting off of the roof. The remaining cultists are spinning faster and faster, and it's just this blur of red with like a streak of white in the middle of it.
Boofta. I'm gonna try and just leap in there and start slicing up these cultists. What's my position?
That's desperate. Definitely.
Sounded like it. Ooh, let's see here.
Did you already use that item too?
The sword? Oh yeah, I'm not getting anything else from
That's
that.
a reduced
So.
effect in this situation.
Oh
Unless you have another weapon. You do have the extra 2 loadout from the crew upgrade, don't forget.
Well, not so much extra to loadout, just perfectly concealed items, which I believe are different. There is a difference between free loadout and concealed.
I misunderstood that.
Let me see
We
here.
might have all misunderstood. Well, right now.
Yeah.
An opportune time to learn such a thing.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, you know what? We're jumping in. 2 fight, limited effect. Things are getting desperate. Why not? Hoo-yah!
That's a tick.
Well, that's a partial.
It's something.
With a reduced effect, that is going to be 1 tick. There are 3 remaining on that clock. You rush into the fray. And you can immediately feel your body being disintegrated underneath you. This is going to be a 4th level harm that you're really jumping into. Unless you try to resist this in some way, you're gonna rip another cultist down. Yes, Balam.
Finish, but when you're done.
But then you're gonna be turned into paste below him.
Yo, I got armor. I got resistance. We'll be fine.
How much damage have you taken, buddy?
Oh, 1. I have 1 level 1
yeah.
arm. I spent
Good.
last downtime getting myself perfectly healed up for this nonsense.
You take that level 4 harm, then. We'll see how it goes, buddy.
I'm not taking level 4. I'm using some armor.
Bumps
Heavy?
it to 3.
Sure.
2nd level harm, unless you want to roll the resistance on that as well.
No, I've only got 3 edge left, so that
Okay.
seems a risk best not taken. So
2nd level harm of shredded. There is 1 less cultist. There are still 3 remaining, and there is the man in white. Their ritual is reaching its conclusion. And as this final bolt of lightning begins scoring into the ceiling, we can see it starting to tear away the fabric of reality. Chief amongst those trying to enter this plane is the snake-headed bitch, Sinner 035. She's not alone. Sinner 001 and Sinner 002 are right there with her. They are waiting for the portal to get big enough to come through, and they are shrieking and howling. To them, it's like they're on a 90-degree plane. They're waiting for a portal to open up. You're seeing them from the ceiling, however. And it's about to get really fucking bad.
Cooley, you said that Yokai has a plan, but it's going to take 2 turns?
I maybe might be able to get it in 1, depending on how many dices I'm allowed to roll per turn.
I don't know if there's a limit.
Okay, because I need to consort first and then do the command second.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah, that would be a problem then. Unless somebody else can do a setup action for you.
I did get a setup from Balam already.
That's just an extra die there. You need time.
Yeah.
I've got a way to buy us time. You need 2 rounds? I think I can buy us at least 1.
Because
Well,
I have
I can,
consort
I can-
and then I have to command.
I can guarantee buying us 1. Promise.
Okay. So let me consort first, then you buy me the time, and then we'll run the second thing.
Sounds good.
Okay. So for consort, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fucking push. So there's that.
Desperate situation.
Yes. Effect. We're at standard now, right? Standard to start out?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're using, well, no, actually, let me think about that. You were at reduced before, then no, you'd still be at reduced without something to make up the difference. Yeah, sorry. I have a tendency to just agree with what people say, especially when I'm streaming.
So it's limited.
It starts at limited, unless you can make up the difference with equipment.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Because I have the pocket effect, so that'll at least put me to standard. I'll take that now.
Yep.
And then I have a bonus dice from push.
Yep.
So I'm gonna roll my consort to start and hope that this fucking goes well. Partial.
Okay, so what does it look like when you begin your consorting?
The hood comes back and off and over, the shoulders, and she does some somatic movements before, like, getting to her knees and beginning to chant in a way that allows her to kind of to come into this, like, I don't know, more magical consciousness when you're trying to talk and communicate with other things, because that's just what you do, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's what we do. That's what we're doing. So she just on her knees looks like she's chanting and praying to be able to connect and learn who the hell this is, so that way I can use it to my advantage on the next go round.
So you go into this trance-like state, and you can hear this whispering word over and over and over again: the gatekeeper, the gatekeeper, the gatekeeper. And it's long after it's just become this muddled mush, like, when you hear a word over and over again, it loses its meaning, that you can finally start to hear the actual truth behind it. And it is absolutely the gatekeeper of hell itself that they are talking to. They are very, very intently trying to strip away the fabric of reality. They have made a deal with the gatekeeper of hell that he is going to open the gateway, risk some shit coming down on him, but he'll be fine in time. And he's just gonna look the other way while a couple of sinners spring back on out of hell before they're supposed to. It's at that point that the ground in front of you erupts. We can see Cyclops, his eye, he's just like pried up on the portal, and his face like disjointed in segments as he's just like blazing a trail across the floor. And you are going to be taking second level harm of eruption.
I'm taking that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else was kind of able to get out of the way, but you were in your trance-like state, so it just kind of washed over by you.
I'm going to try to contest that down with willpower, saying since I'm consorting that I'm able to use that same sort of method to try to avoid some of that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to be taking that down to a first level harm of burned. Just call it burned. Yeah, we see the kitsune kind of in front of you, just like taking this, and it's just kind of like going into the kitsune. It's not really doing anything to your little guy, but the heat of it is just kind of like washing over you, and you can see your skin kind of get pink.
Okay.
Alarm.
So there's this coruscating bolt of lightning that's ripping open this tear in the firmament, right?
Yes.
Grand. So power always takes the easiest course, whether that's magic, electricity, or just shitheads rising to the top. So I'm going to give it an easier course. Breaking sepulture, ripping open the wall, grabbing conduit, holding onto it, and throwing it into the lightning discharge. I'm going to ground it out through me. I'll hold it as long as I can.
So we can see far away in your home country, the camera pans down to the very depths of the facility where your sepulcher gilded. Go ahead and describe like what kind of cool shit might be on it of like past saints.
Oh, just all sorts of
Oh, you cut out, buddy. All sorts of iconography is all I got.
like great cats, jungle creatures, feathered serpents, everything that you would think is like in an Aztec or Mayan temple. Just icons of all of these different, very passionate warriors that were saints as well. This isn't like the noble savage trope at all. This is just hard motherfuckers that have earned these names.
We see
Maybe
all...
not the most noble of them.
That's fair, yeah. We see, like, all of this gold kind of, like, rush to this very centralized point, and the circular orb kind of, like, sets off the front of it, rotates, and then sinks back in, and the sepulcher has this line down the middle that... And behind it, we can see this prismatic wall swirling in every color possible. This energy just slowly starts to leash out in these strings, and we can see them begin to swirl around over the city where we now are, and down through this opening right above Balaam. We can see it begin to rush up his arms and channel his body. And Balaam, take it away for me, buddy.
All right. So I've ripped that conduit out of the, thrown it into this lightning, and it finds the easier path. Balaam's not the nicest of people, so channeling hellish energies that are ripping open the firmament is not too far off trope. As this power courses through and just begins trying to open up a gate that just is no longer there, you see Balaam start to rip open as parts of him literally off. That golden light kind of flows in to fill those empty spaces, holding together what's left of him part by part, piece by piece. And it's not going to last forever, but it's going to be long enough to hold that one more Yokai, as everything in him just gets burned into cinders, eventually evaporating into just charred human flesh, molten cybernetics, and just a ethereal coating of gold as the conduit and his body eventually failed in holding all of that energy. I'm just going to take my 4 harm. There's no resist, man.
Oh no.
Even if I resisted, I'd still be dead. I'm done. And this is a great way to go.
We see the eruption, the sinners scrambling over the portal as it's closing, and Cyclops shrieking that he is never going to get to try Balaam again. You can see his form standing tall in this as this absolute incandescent bolt of lightning is just ripping everything apart. And then we get this cam pan outside of the building itself crumbling and parts of it beginning to shatter down the middle. As we get one final look at Balaam, and the white is flashing over him. Do we get one good smile?
Yeah, we get one smile. Just the last bit. Grimace. And as he...
You cut out again.
Fuck you, Mike. Man!
Sorry.
Yeah, as the grimace goes, over his face in kind of a rictus of pain, he'll look over at Yokai and Balder and know that this is buying them that one moment they can actually take control of this ritual, make it actually count, and make it out. And that grimace will just turn into like the most painful smile as he just burns to a crisp.
That was beautiful. I know it's 9 o'clock and I know you have to go, but I don't think that there's
Nope,
any...
I'm actually here for...
God damn it, you keep cutting out right, like...
It's my mic. It's just hesitant the muting when I unmute. No, I'm good to go. I'm actually here. My meeting canceled.
Okay.
I can stick around for a bit.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
I mean, it was timed out well.
It was. It was timed out. Yeah. So that is what you see happening, Yokai. But before you make this roll to bring it on home, and I really hope that you do, I have to know what's going on with Nirvana.
Alright, so Nirvana is hiding behind the counter or whatever desk
The pillar
thing.
that's
That's
been reduced to almost nothing.
I speak to Darcy one last time. I have to do it, and I have to limit break. So I'm gonna set her onto like a tripod. Help me. So I'm gonna set her up for like some auto-fire turret type thing, and I'm gonna get into like a track pose to like take off with my cybernetics, and meet him hand to hand because he's got superior firepower. So, but he's an old man, so maybe my speed will make up for the firepower.
Right. What
So
roll
I'm
would you
gonna
like to make?
I'm gonna stalk him. I'm gonna push myself one last time.
All right. You're in a desperate situation. So many desperate rolls tonight, it's been insane.
So, what's the effect here?
You're using your tier 2 cybernetics, the claws on your cybernetics that can be melee weapons, so that's going to be taking it from limited to standard.
Okay, I'm gonna be using the gun as a distraction.
You cannot unfortunately do that because you have used it up to this point. You can
Well,
do
the
a
first
flavor.
flavor. Yeah. Okay. I'm going in, guys. See you on the other side. Oh no.
Tell me you're part of it and I'll tell you what happens.
So I take off, running at like, was it Mach 5, Mach 10? What is that?
Really fast.
And I'm going so fast that I'm, like, my trajectory is like off. I try to like jump off the wall, like a 90-degree thing. It's striking with my legs, I'm coming at him.
Just as you feel the leg coming through, the claw about to sink into his jaw, there is the most magnificent shattering. The camera kind of like pans behind to that crack behind you in the stained glass window that is spread. There's just this long, thin crack down the wall. And then it explodes inwards. A fucking dragon crashes through the giant oval windows, and the entire upper floors erupt in its flames as it clambers down and the whole building's foundation shakes. You can see your good old friend Harrison grabbing you by that leg, and as he slams you into the ground, he shoots you in the spine, paralyzing you from the waist down. He says,
You would have had me, but I made the mother of all dragon steels. And ain't nothing like you gonna get in the way of my vengeance.
and the dragon behind him shrieks. It tears the roof off, scouring the area in flames. And as it's doing this, we can see from further beyond, it just washes over the Magus. As the Magus and his remaining friends begin turning into cinders, he breaks the ritual at the last moment and disappears into a cloud of smoke, leaving only the party and Harrison remaining. He takes his hand, places it on this massive dragon, looks up to it, and says,
It's time. Get us out of here.
and in a moment, he is teleported onto a saddle on the dragon's back. They begin to beat their wings, and suddenly everything in the entire room is getting flown to the opposite side and going to be going out the back window. I'm gonna need some resistance rolls from everybody, unless you're just fine with going out the back of a window. 2,000.
Yeah, I'm good for it. Go ahead and throw me out the window.
Nice. Yokai removes an edge.
Well done.
Oh. I just traumatized out.
I don't know if I should resist or not. 'Cause I trauma out here.
Maybe you don't roll a 6.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Look at that.
So Nirvana, you're just getting flown through the air. Yokai, you grab onto the nearest thing that's bolted into the wall and catch him as he begins to fly outwards. Balder, you almost get thrown through the glass, but at the very last second you catch on to this kind of piece of abstract art that's like just wildly in the wind, long enough for the dragon to take off. It begins circling the building, and it is just breathing all these gouts of flame. It is enraged. Harrison is egging it on, and we can see this kind of shaky cam of him pointing down at the building into the very middle where you all are. Yokai, Nirvana, and Balder, what do you do?
Traumatized out. I got
So the Magus is dead. Or not.
He's not here.
Did the portal close?
Yes. Balam gave his life to close the portal.
Okay.
That's-
I don't have a plan for this part. I had a plan for the other part. I don't have a plan for this part.
Thank you for the resub, by the way, JJ. Much love to you, dude. I just couldn't break the stride with the fucking dragon.
Is there any way I can get into one of those suits of armor? Since I can't really move.
Yeah, it's pretty much me because Nirvana's... Balama's dead. Balder's gone. And Nirvana is...
Paralyzed.
Yeah. My fucking god. But there's Harrison still in vision range?
For the most part, he's on a dragon.
Oh, okay. Alright, fuck this guy. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of the Magus getting the brunt of this anger and rage, I'm going to magic. I'm going to magic. Okay? What's the position and the effect?
You are. I wish I could make it worse than desperate. You are at desperate position, 0 effect to start.
0 effect to start. And what? Okay.
It's a dragon. Dragons have incredible power.
Yeah.
Put it mildly.
I'm gonna take a push, so that's that. I'm gonna use my magic thing. I can use that, right? Or can I only use that once?
I believe you can use a spell more than once. Yeah, I believe you can use a spell more than once.
I mean my my filtering focus.
Then that's just an item. You'd only receive a bonus from it one time.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm trying to figure out how to do this here. I do have regents though, so that'll bring it up from 0 to at least standard. Okay. I would like to take my own dragon here. Because this guy, Harrison, is not my nemesis, but he is Nirvana's, and I am traumatized over Nirvana. So I would like to use my trauma for Nirvana as a bonus dice here. And on a failure, I don't know what to do. I could let you decide that.
If you fail, I really don't want to say it, but it's a fucking dragon, so the stakes are really high.
Yeah, I could get that. That's fair. I'm not trying to kill the dragon. I'm just trying to kill Harrison. He's got 3 ticks left on his clock. That's all I need. That's all I need to try to knock the ticks off his clock.
You just need a success.
Yeah, just need a success. So, all right. Please fucking give me something. Success.
Oof. Paint us a picture, please.
So, very angrily so, as the Magus disappears and Balaam had just sacrificed himself, losing a very good friend of mine recently, Hanan not being themselves, and the possibility of Nirvana being as hurt as they are. You see Yokai just channel this very, very dark energy, the same as earlier, but it's much more greater and much more powerful. Her eyes red as she cuts her palm of her hand and just shoots this sort of dark eldritch blast of energy out towards Harrison. And when it hits him just straight in the back of the neck, right at the spinal cord, not even surrounding his head like it did before, just going straight in. And we just see it start to kind of like, once it hits him, it kind of like stops and begins to like worm its way in. And you can see this just like black tendrils kind of come out from this wound as it engulfs his head. And the last thing he hears as this sort of begins to shut him down is he hears, "You may have taken a dragon's bargain, but so have I. His life is not yours, it is mine. And now, so is yours." And then he gets dead on the back of the dragon. And Harrison's soul is mine forever.
We see his body plummet, just go limp. And through the clouds, it disappears. The dragon, shrieking through the sky, suddenly notices something is different and turns around. It sees that Harrison is gone. And it no longer has a reason to be here. It is going to leave. But not before one final wash of flame over the tower for good measure. For the trouble of bringing it all the way out here. It scours far, far down below. And you can feel it begin to crumble. This tower, built as structurally sound as it could, it's going down. But before we do anything about this tower going down, I want to know, Balder, what's going on with you, buddy?
I mean, he's traumatized out, and if there's one trauma that's gonna suit how he's been playing things, I'm thinking he's getting pretty reckless, so...
Okay.
But beyond that, I'm traumatized out. It's I'm not sure.
So what would you think would be Balder's reckless way of trying to get out of a crumbling tower that a dragon just destroyed? A mega spire. These things aren't supposed to fall.
Oof. I'm already hanging out of a window by a piece of art. miles in the air. Oh God. If he's feeling reckless, you know what? I still have some item slots open. Pretty sure one of the things I brought with me were some climbing gear, and hope to God that I can find something to latch onto on the way down, or give a comm call for if we got anybody with a vehicle who can catch me within the next couple minutes before I hit the ground.
You mean our VTOL that about got blasted out of the sky at the start of the mission?
Yeah, maybe it's fixed by now. You gotta hope. Sometimes, you know what? Either I take time trying to crawl back into the crumbling building, or he falls and just goes, I hope you got that thing fixed.
Just as you two disappear behind the clouds, we can hear a funk of your body landing in a very beat the fuck up black VTOL. It is through the sky as it tears up to the top where Yokai and Nirvana are. It is doing its very best to hold it together, but I am going to need a roll from Nirvana or Yokai to bring both of you home.
Yeah, I'll give you a command roll. And I'm gonna yell at Nirvana that you ain't getting out of this shit so easy, my guy. And I'm gonna tell you to get your fucking life together long enough for us to get the hell out of here. God damn it. Ugh. 2 and 2. We don't. I didn't add anything or any of that. I probably should fix desperate and all that, but I just click buttons.
So am I paralyzed from the neck down or from the back down?
I got a reroll on me though, Chief. I do got a reroll.
You are wearing your shit. You're absolutely right. You have a reroll. I completely forgot about that. That is a grand time to point that out.
Yikes! Ah!
Okay, let's do it right this time.
Yeah, we're desperate and 0 or standard or what? What are we?
It's a standard effect on this point.
Right. And I do have climbing gear, so let me do that. What a jackass! Oh, god damn it! So that'll bring me up to at least great.
No, it'll give you bonus die.
Oh, okay.
In this situation, it would be more beneficial to give you the bonus die.
Okay.
I don't want you to die right at the end out of everything that just happened. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Thank God.
Your line rings true. It sinks into the hull of the VTOL and it just pulls you and Nirvana towards it through the sky and off into the clouds. We can see the tower exploding from within as utility lines are erupting. We can see bits and pieces of it falling off and crumbling far, far below. And I think that's where we're gonna end the session, folks. That is our finale for Arc 1. We lived! Sort of. Sorry, Balon. Oh, man.
I think so.
Oh man, that was... Okay, well, that was the hairiest situation I've ever seen. Any of these games. Feels good, man. I hope you guys had fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sorry, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. Yeah, let's go through our shoutouts. We'll do all the other important stuff off screen. I don't want to take anything away from the magic of that moment. Where can people find you, Soul? Oh, you are
You're
muted,
mute.
buddy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Muted myself on the wrong thing. You can find me everywhere online as Souls Rolls. That's SOLSROLES. You can find me on my website, soulsrolls.com. Find me on Twitter, Souls Rolls, Instagram, Souls Rolls, Twitch, Souls Rolls, Discord. It's Souls Rolls. I do a lot of different things. I do TTRPGs, I write stuff, do social media managing, there's just it's a list. Just trust that there's probably, if it's involving TTRPGs, I'm probably involved in it one way or another. So check me out.
Hell yeah. Thank you for being here, Soul. Much love, dude. Much appreciated, as always.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Gihan, what's up, buddy?
Wow, what a session, sorry, Soul. You can find me here on this channel, Derek's channel, DMDM Studios. I'm on Twitter, at Hussein Jihan. Drop a DM if you want, always available to say hello. That's me.
Oh yeah, well thank you for being here, Gion. Much love, dude. Can't wait to play more RPGs with you. More Tater Pigs. Klaus!
Hey, I'm Klaus. I'm the Dungeon Noobs Guide on YouTube and TikTok even, because I'm young and hip.
Hey.
You can find me there making all sorts of guides to teach TRPGs, Tater Pigs, and teaching various accessibility tools and stuff like that as well. And on Twitter saying dumb stuff all the time. I'm a real chuckle fuck. So.
Well, I love having you here, and I appreciate you being here, man. Much love, dude. Can't wait for more Best Bloody.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Hooli.
I'm Hooli of Heroes and Hooligans. You can find me there almost all the time. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that fun stuff, website.org. You could find me here at DMDM Studios sometimes, pretty much a lot of different places in the TTRPG community. I am always doing something in in that realm. That's it. That's me. You can find me here on Twitter if you want to. I'm not as much of a chucklefuck as Klaus, but I do have some shit to say sometimes. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Much love. Much appreciated as always. And cannot wait for more. Well, this has been Arc 1, folks. Arc 1 of Saints and Sinners. We're going to be taking a short, maybe 2 to 3 week break probably, and then we're going to be coming back with the second arc, another 5-week limited series. And then I believe, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk too much about it yet, but somebody is going to be running another thing on the channel. So super excited about that. Going to give me a little bit of breathing room because I'm going to be taking on another D&D campaign, and I love Saints and Sinners. It's so cool because you don't have to do like anything for prep. But if y'all know me, and you'll probably do at this point, y'all know that I love my fucking prep and I go overboard. So now taking on another D&D campaign, I'm going to be doing a lot of prep for that as well. So it's going to be nice having a little bit of breathing room in the meantime, but super excited for that. That's session 0 is going to be tomorrow. We are not going to be streaming that, I'm sorry, but we're just going to keep that one off the books. Lancer tomorrow, though. Lancer tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Sunday, another session 0 for Vampire. I think it's the Masquerade, but it might be Requiem. That one's also going to be off stream, though. Because it's Vampire, you have to set a lot of ground rules and stuff, probably not stuff that you even necessarily want to like broach the subject of on Twitch, just to be safe. So we're just gonna go ahead and get all that knocked out, and then we'll be starting that next Sunday. But yeah, we love y'all, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna be raiding into Hooli. You live right now, girl?
I am.
We're gonna be raiding into Heroes and Hooligans. It's so nice I didn't even have to pull up Twitch to look, because I could just figure that you were live. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright,
Friday
so
night.
don't go anywhere, anybody. Make some noise when you get in there. What's that?
We do have a show launch tonight, actually. Following our Gauntlet, which is our Friday night crazy game that they have. there is a new session being launched directly after that. The Broken Scythe campaign. They are having their session 0, and it will be live, so you will catch everybody there if you want to. But yeah, really.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Well, let's make some noise, folks. We love y'all, we appreciate y'all, and I will see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night!